Right on the dot.
Literally at 5 now.
Right on the dot. That's great.
And
That is great.
if you're running StreamYard, mute YouTube so it won't audio.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
delay.
That's smart.
Or put headphones into the device that you're using to listen to.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna just mute the tab, the YouTube tab. It looks like it should go good. Yeah, there's a slight lag there when I click between the YouTube tab and the StreamYard.
Yeah, it's about 90 seconds. Usually.
Hey, Jerv, you
That's
just
a little
went live,
trippy.
buddy.
What's that?
You just went live.
My
phone just Godzilla.
Godzilla is the go-to sound for.
I'm a big fan, man. I love Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla! What's your favorite rendition of the character?
That's a hard one for Mark to answer because he's like Godzilla everything.
I've literally seen them all, including the bad ones.
Have you seen Destroy All? What's it called?
Destroy All Monsters?
Yeah, have you seen that one?
Yeah, classic.
Oh, you are a Godzilla head.
Yeah.
He literally has every episode watched, and yeah.
Saying to pick your favorite would be like asking to pick your favorite child. So maybe not your favorite, but just like one of the ones that you think.
I definitely have my favorites. I mean, Godzilla versus Gigon is good. Godzilla versus Destroya is good. I mean, Final Wars is solid because it's the actually my favorite Godzilla movie was the latest Godzilla -1.
Oh, really?
Well done. It was so well done, and this one time, the human story wasn't boring.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Highly recommended.
Wow, that's all. I haven't seen it, but I did see. I saw Shin Godzilla.
That was good too. I
really liked that one a lot.
Yeah. He looked really weird in the beginning because he never looked like that in any other movie.
Yeah, that was strange.
I was like, is that who he's gonna fight? And then they're like, oh, Gojira. It's like,
yeah, it was him, and then he was evolving as it went along. I just remember in that early rendition, he had these bug eyes. It was weird.
And then the cast in that movie was just huge. Damn, it's like, hey, let's get everyone in the movie.
Yeah.
Get an uncle, get him in the movie. But yeah, Godzilla -1, solid.
Nice. Yeah, I might check that out for sure. I've been meaning to.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Did you see the recent? What's your thought in the recent American Godzilla?
Yeah,
I guess it's a trilogy at this point.
Yeah, what was the name of it?
Godzilla v Kong or X Kong. Yeah. Godzilla X Kong.
I actually found myself laughing more at it than I was actually while I was watching it. I just couldn't stop laughing. It was it was ridiculous. When they're floating through the ether and the like, okay. It's nowhere near as good as -1. What's up, bro?
Yeah, for sure.
Cars, food, weed. It's Megalodon.
Oh, nice. Hey, that's sort of appropriate for the Godzilla discussion, you could say.
Yeah, didn't he fight a Megalodon?
I feel like he has to have at some point.
Megalon was one of the creatures. He hit one of his foes, yes.
I think it was basically the same character that they used in Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah. There had to be some crossover there.
They got to bring Jet Jaguar back there sometime.
Yeah.
Jet Jaguar?
Jet Jaguar, yeah. He was the robot who could get big.
I have no clue what that is.
He was in one of the movies.
Oh, in the Godzilla movies?
Yep.
See, I don't have the knowledge that you do on the Godzilla films. I need to brush up my Godzilla knowledge for sure.
I think that was Godzilla versus Megalon.
I just remember seeing the American Godzilla with Ferris Bueller and.
Oh, that wasn't Godzilla.
What a travesty! What a travesty!
That was not Godzilla. I'm on team. That was not Godzilla.
No
you
way.
Can't kill Godzilla with missiles.
Absolutely not.
He shakes that shit off.
That was an issue I had with the Godzilla X Kong. Not Godzilla necessarily, but I had a real problem with Kong. I don't think he's supposed to be that big. I don't.
Kong was adult. Kong was pretty big.
He was
huge.
Yeah.
And then you think about the original Kong. If he's climbing up the Empire State Building, he would be about 1/10 of the size that the current King Kong is.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, that'd be interesting to see a tiny Kong versus a massive Godzilla, and just him climbing up Godzilla the way you would climb up the Empire State Building. Like, hey, let's see the Short Kings
as he lights him on fire with his dragon breath.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that would have been an interesting way to go.
Like credits. It'd be over in minutes.
So
well, yeah, that's true.
The guest is Captain Crit.
Yeah, first time we're actually speaking too.
Yeah.
He has his own YouTube channel. I'll ask him to put his channel. Actually, for everybody that has wrenches, I've given you guys the power, so don't abuse it. But if you're supporting or promoting anything, feel free to post links.
Awesome. I'll definitely post my channel in there for sure. Yeah, I haven't made a ton. There's a lot of stuff actually I've done and I've taken down. I won't go too far into it on this because this isn't an autobiographical stream or anything like that. But just a few videos. Check them out if you want. Not the type of stuff I think some of the people here might be used to. I do think I've thought about branching into that sort of thing. I used to work for a place that we produced holsters and other Kydex material, and so it kind of got me into the bushcraft and holster kind of stuff, and that's what kind of led me into Mark's side of YouTube, and so I've always been interested in that sort of thing.
Cool.
But yeah, so just been editing some videos for Mark. Been a big fan of his videos a lot. Jerbs, I know you through Mark, and yeah, just a really great side of YouTube.
I appreciate that.
It is the whole Fatwood community, the knife community, the bushcraft. It all kind of like ties in together for sure.
Definitely. It's really cool to see, and it's really cool too. Even just some of the people that sort of even branch out into this sort of off-grid stuff too. Have been sort of getting into that as well. I find that really interesting. Of course, that you need a good finance starter to really get into that sort of thing. So I think that's what's kind of held me back from doing it. For some of it, I know that a lot of it is like literally it's the opposite of finance, and you need no money for it. You don't need any money to go out in the woods and take a machete to a tree.
No, literally, like you can go out in the bush with a ferro rod, a knife, a saw, and some rope, and you could be pretty much okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You don't even need rope.
Yep. Yeah, especially if you have to saw, because that makes
all you need is a beer, a knot, something to sit on.
Oh yeah.
And a steak, and make a fire and cook a steak.
Pops.
And stab your steak with your knife.
I will say the steak is going to be a little bit of a problem nowadays, as you guys know, I'm sure. But other than that, I mean, the chair, like, hey, they're everywhere in nature.
Gotta have true, but I like to have a comfortable seat when I'm out there.
Oh, sure.
Because I might be going out for, I might take 10, 20 minutes just to sit back and especially making videos. It's a lot of work sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, let's see. Sorry, everyone in the comments for kind of dropping the ball and responding. That's Ron's in group. Ron's in chat.
Good old Pops.
One of my first live streams, so I really got to make sure I focus on the chat here as well. I appreciate everyone's patience.
Hey, Brandon American.
Sawyer, Jerry Dobler, who has $100 to spend on steaks these days. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Don't have it. My boot strings are $5.50. That's.
You can pick up a cheaper.
Patrick, what's happening, brother?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Make your own rope like in Castaway. Yeah. I love that movie, Castaway. That was, I think, one of the first things that got me into the idea of like bushcraft and stuff like that. I saw that and I was like, man, I kind of want this to happen to me so I can, you know what I mean?
I don't want that to happen to me.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of, I don't want the tooth in the skate situation, and I don't want to really be talking to a volleyball or anything like that, but
Well, I
the
can talk to
bushcraft part.
volleyball. I mean, the diet part of it would be good because I got a lot to lose. But
Yeah, true.
I live in the Pacific Northwest, so weather doesn't bother me. I don't like it, but I mean, I'm not sugar, right? I won't melt, and I know what I can handle in the elements. Just as long as my core body my core layer doesn't get absolutely drenched,
Oh, sure,
you can do pretty well.
sure.
that's why, that's why I always have rain gear in the car.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've
Rain
even
gear,
gotten a
rain
situation.
hat, warm gear, warm hat, gloves,
A
A
hoodie,
Walmart sack under your socks, can do a lot to prevent you from getting wet.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get just
always
like
have a knife on me.
yep. Yeah, as do I. I got a couple sitting around here actually. Got a really good one. I got carbon fiber body. I got it from the job I used to work. It's
Nice.
Benchmade.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's sick. If I had the camera on, I'd show it off, but it's a Benchmade. Let's take a look here. Osborne. It is slick. See, I'd be holding mine up as well.
Patrick, he knows. Patrick's always in the lives. Patrick gifted me this a while back, and since it's been in my possession, it literally has been in my pocket. So
Yeah, I've been.
the only thing that's happened is this little bead.
Check.
I can't remember the bead. There's some sort of glowing property in the bead, anyways, and it popped off. That's the only thing I've had to do is glue it back on. I've stropped it once. Just it still has that little baby chip in the start of the blade there.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been carrying mine every day. I got mine from the Singing Toad.
Yeah, I'm blades on right now too.
Yeah, get
just
your
see if you
webcam
can
going,
hear it
bro.
in my mic here. Hear it.
I always carry two though, a fixed blade and a folder.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I never carry a fixed blade, but
Yeah.
I do have a Benchmade on the table here though.
Hey, nice.
My letter opener.
See, the great thing about this Benchmade Osborne is you just swing it out, and it's almost a switchblade. Of course, like where I live, it's not. No, a switchblade's not legal, but you just flick that wrist correctly.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
almost like a
essentially
gravity knife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Freaking bureaucrats.
Forward
Oh, yeah,
momentum
the
knife.
Knife is dangerous because it can flip out automatically.
How does that
Well,
make you
they're totally illegal in Canada here. Like anything one-handed or anything that you can just.
They are illegal in Canada, really.
Oh wow! Every blade is basically there's. We can't have stilettos. We can't have switchblades. We can't have OTFs. We
What's
can't
stiletto?
have
Other than the boot. Think of the boot.
a stiletto.
Yeah.
It's those
Oh, okay. Oh, you
Yeah.
see, I'm thinking the stiletto heels.
and the Belisong stilettos as well.
Oh, sure. Okay. No, I knew a guy that would swing that around.
Those are totally illegal. Any gravity knife, like anything that's like you can do with one hand, is illegal in Canada.
Sure.
Anything that's assisted, like nothing like that is.
Sure.
Yeah.
A good knife is.
But
better
I can
than
have,
one
but I can have like as big as a knife I want. I can have a sword.
Yeah. What kind?
Yeah, I could open carry a katana through Seattle if I wanted to.
Yeah, it's just the laws don't equate to
I'm
what's
just like,
really going on.
officer, I got my ID right here. You can check it out. Here you go.
Yeah,
They didn't really
You can
show
have
it there, though.
I'll just literally just hand it to him. There you go.
yeah,
What's with the sword? It's like, well, I don't want to leave it in the car.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Time.
What sword do you have?
I'm actually kidding. I don't have a sword.
I've got one. It's I can't remember what the maker, but the blade is called Fletch, and it's a nice one. It was a gift.
Nice.
I
See, is it
got
a
a-
real sword or is it like a display sword?
Oh no, it's well. I'll go get it.
Oh, nice.
Well, I do have an
Mark,
SE Young. Huh?
You don't have like a. Have you seen Kill Bill, right?
Yeah.
What's that called? Hanzo.
Hanzo.
You know what I'm talking about?
Hanzo.
Yes. You don't have a Hattori Hanzo hanging up around there?
No, I wish that would be a slick knife. That I would display
Yeah.
that sucker.
Oh yeah.
It's like, sorry, picture of family pictures scraped off the wall. Hang up the
Just
sword.
throw them all off the wall and hang up
You
the
put your arm up
Hanzo.
and just scrape them off. Like, get out of here.
Exactly. You just doing the cooking videos, pulling up the Hattori Hanzo to cut your chicken instead of the knife.
That would actually be pretty funny. It's like, I need a good knife for this.
Yep.
Oh,
there we go. Get the sword out. I recognize some faces in the chat from some Mark streams as well.
I told everyone I was going to be over here, so.
Yeah. Is my chant seeable? I'm on phone. Yes, Detroit Bushcraft. We can see your stuff. $40 Boker sword, long butter knife. Yeah, you got to get that shit. Oh, look at that.
Dude.
Wow.
Wow,
look at that.
It's kind of like that fletching on an arrowhead.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty slick.
But yeah, it's got the ray skin in it, and just, I mean, it's the real deal. Sharp as shit.
Wow.
Really nice amount on it.
Oh yeah. I'm sitting over here with some major sword envy.
Yeah, it's like you see the gleam and you just hear the shing.
Oh, it's no joke, man.
Oh yeah. Wow. Where do you have that at? So is that the intention there? Is that like a personal defense sort of thing, or you just have it for display?
Well, see, I don't have a setup for it just yet, so it's like basically I baby it. It lives in its sleeve, and
Nice.
it's got its own little box. Like I've cut a few things, but other than that, this thing scares me. It's like way wicked sharp. So I don't have the matte setups or anything like that, but yeah.
That's awesome. What would be the ideal situation for it? Like best case scenario.
Those wicker mats that they soak where you can cut them. That would be the ideal setup. But
that's great.
That's great. Yeah.
I agree. No nose job. Beautiful steel.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the toilet with phone. I feel that, Detroit Bushcraft. I feel that. The Tommy mats. Tell the wife to GTHO. It's important. Hey, no nose job. You said it, not me.
Mm-hmm.
You said it, not
Tommy
me.
mats. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I've been meaning to get one. I have 3, but I got them at the fair, so they're not. You'd swing at somebody and the hilt would break off. So they're not. They're just display.
Tatami mats. That's right, Neil. That's what I was trying to say.
I know someone, a friend of a friend who works at a place, and won't say the place, but the son of the CEO, who is obviously very wealthy, got his hands on a meteorite and got it. He got the workplace to make it into a sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how much that would cost, but man, I would pay it.
Well, you figure a meteorite just can go like for like 10 grand, right?
Oh, so, sure.
Like if you're talking like a sword chunk of, yeah, I mean you have to have money to have something like that.
Oh yeah.
Guys trying to refurbish swords and send them back to Japan. Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense. Oh, my great grandfather of mine was in Second World War, and that was one of the things he brought back. He actually brought back an authentic samurai sword.
Yeah, but I heard if you send them back, if you send them to Japan to be refurbished, they just keep them. They keep them, don't they?
They take them from you, really?
Yeah.
I was considering it.
I heard that because they're like, "Hey, you took this from us."
Oh, that's damn. I almost sent it off, so I'm glad I didn't do that then.
Yeah. I mean, I might be wrong, but maybe someone in the comments knows. But
King Tut was buried with a meteoritic iron dagger way before the Iron Age. See, that's the kind of stuff. I don't want to open up a can of worms a little bit, but you see some of that Egyptian stuff, and you go, how'd they do that?
Yeah.
How does King Tut have a dagger?
How did they heat it to that temperature at that time? Like they didn't,
exactly.
I mean, they did have that kind of heating technology, but
And some of that where it's a
doesn't make
perfect
sense.
90-degree angle. It's like even with the most expensive machines that we have in current day, like
Can't
that would
replicate
take a 3-axis CNC
and it
to
wouldn't.
cut something like that.
It still wouldn't have the.
It wouldn't be that accurate.
No.
So
Like,
how'd they do
you
it?
put a piece of paper in some of that stuff. It's insane.
Exactly. It's I don't know, and I don't know the answer, but you see someone pose the question, it just kind of makes you think.
Yeah.
Damascus steel. I love Damascus.
Precision Egyptian jars.
Yeah, I don't even know about that.
I don't even know that. What's that about, Patrick?
Yeah. Aliens. Yeah. Someone had said it. Aliens.
See, I didn't say it. I didn't say
it either, but
yeah,
it was the Predators. They did it.
Speaking of that, what's going on? Like I keep on getting feeds for New Jersey UFO shit, and I mean, okay, first of all, UFOs are quiet and they don't have flashing lights.
Right? Why would they?
Everything that has flashing lights has to be registered with the FAA if it's over a certain drone size.
Yeah.
So every drone that's been flying in and out around those spots, they know about it.
Absolutely. Right, exactly.
It's probably just a prank.
Well, here's my thought, right? So if someone said this, and it kind of just opened my mind to this. If this is totally hypothetical. I'm not some crazy kind of alien guy. But in a hypothetical situation wherein some distant civilization had the ability to have interspace travel, that regardless of whatever kind of technology that they would have, that would take a really, really, really long time just from how we know physics works. And I know we don't have a full understanding of it. But if you think about it, and it's an incredibly advanced civilization and you know what space travel is, could you imagine that maybe they sent a couple thousand drones, unmanned drones, out into space just to kind of observe various planets? So I don't know, maybe some distant civilization said, hey, we're just going to send a couple thousand drones out into the universe, observe a couple planets, and hey, maybe they saw this one and said, hey, but if they did, it would take them thousands and thousands of years to receive that drone back to even get that information. That,
I'm gonna pull it up, Patrick. Just give me a second.
Believe in aliens, UFO. I'm glad Trump's backing off because bring back the Space Force. I always was a big fan of the Space Force.
So I coming from like a human point of view, as a human, if of the vastness of everything that's beyond our Earth and beyond, like as far as we can possibly conceive, if we think that we're the only people in all of that, that's so ignorant, man. Like that's all I have to say.
There are two possibilities in the universe. Either we are alone or we are not. And both are equally terrifying. I think that was Neil deGrasse Tyson that said that. And I was like, yep, it's very true. Very true.
Sorry, I just got a message.
Well, if we are alone, it's a hell of a waste of space.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I want to be a space marine. Totally. Heard certain things make
I'm open to the idea of outer spaceman, for sure.
Outer space. So you think you believe in it?
Yeah, I'm more open to the idea.
Are you agnostic? Are you alien agnostic?
No, I'm open to it.
Well, I mean, agnostic meaning like it could exist, it could not. I don't feel particularly strong one way or the other.
I guess you could say that. I'm agnostic about it.
Yeah, I'm open to the idea of outer space.
I mean, I'm not necessarily into the whole there's aliens at Area 52 and they've got aircrafts and bunkers.
That's all a little BS to me.
They got dead alien bodies in there and everything else. It's like, come on.
Like, I don't know about the Greys. I don't think they look like little green men.
Yeah.
I just have to make a call. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, I don't know. Like the green men, I'm not sure, but I mean, vastness of the universe and everything, like he said, It's very possible. And there's a ton of good movies and shows with aliens.
Yeah.
And there's some where I'm like, I hope that this is how they are. And there's other ones where I'm like, I really hope this is not how they are.
Well, especially the ones that like, God, there was one movie I watched where the alien would stick to your back and stick something in your head and control you, so they control your body.
It was a movie Alien.
It was a movie about aliens, but
no, I mean movie. Was it the movie called Alien?
No, that was the chest bursters.
Oh right, yeah, the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Well, so you're thinking that they latched onto you in that one.
Well, they latch on you in a different way because the face hugger would grab you and then stick its thing down your throat and then plant eggs in your chest.
Stick its thing. I don't even know if we know what to call the thing that it's stuck down there. It says alien anatomy.
I don't like thinking about it, but whatever it is, they jam it down your throat and they implant seeds, and then it either dies or it moves on, and then the alien will grow and then bursts out your chest.
Yeah, and then once it's thsmall, and then it like runs off, and then like it grows at a rapid size, and then suddenly it's this full size thing.
I thought they stayed the size of
in the movie Alien, the xenomorph.
Oh yeah, it bursts out and then it got bigger.
Yeah, and then it becomes big, but we never see it actually grow.
No.
Great underrated aliens movie called The Hidden with Kyle MacLachlan from Twin Peaks show.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, that's Twin Peaks. That's Washington, where you're from, right?
Yeah. It's
I've
funny,
never seen that.
That show in that high school, those were my classmates.
Oh, you're in the show?
No, I'm not actually in the show. Well, I kind of am because they show a big white restaurant, and I was sitting inside when they were filming it.
No way. You were like aware that they were filming it?
Yeah,
and stuff?
So the whole movie crew was there, and I didn't get to meet very many people. I just met like some producers would come in and a few other people like just people who work for the studio. I didn't meet any other stars.
Did you get paid?
No, we were just kind of hanging out.
Really? Did it have to be like quiet on the set?
Well, I worked at I went to that high school, and I knew most of those students. I'd have to watch the movie again, but the restaurant with the cherry pie, I met the lady who made it because I worked at the restaurant. I was a cook at that restaurant
when they were filming.
Well, I got the job afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But I met the lady who made the pie. I knew most of the places that the movie was in. Like I'd been to that lake. In fact, I shot video at that lake where Laura Palmer's body was found.
Yeah.
I've been to the Sailors Lodge Hotel. They filmed it in North Bend. They filmed it in Snoqualmie, and they also filmed it in Fall City.
Oh wow!
So I worked in Fall City. I also lived in Fall City, and then we were there for some of the scenes. But we were just kind of hanging out with me and a couple buddies. We were just kind of joking about it.
So do you ever watch it, considering how frequently you've been around it and we're in some of the behind the scenes? You've seen the show?
I've seen the show. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's
all
right.
I only sort of know about it offhandedly. I really don't know the specifics. What's the plot? What's it about? And what kind of show is it?
It's a show where a girl's body was found on the shore of the lake, which is called Rattlesnake Lake, and then they brought in a special investigator to help with the investigation, as I believe. I'd have to look it up, but it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. But
oh, is it a movie or is it a show?
I remember now. Welcome back.
We got a couple fans in the chat. We were talking about Twin Peaks. It was shot where Mark is from.
Yeah.
Got a couple fans in the chat there.
I didn't even watch that video yet, Patrick. Sorry.
Damn good pie, Diane. Oh, sorry, darn good.
Yeah, he's always going off about the cherry pie.
That's part of the show, and you made the pie, or because you worked there, or
I worked there, and I met the lady who made the pie. She was really
for the show.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
David Lynch did Mohammed Drive. I've heard about that one. Naomi Watts. We're in Twin Peaks. All right, don't spoil. So if anybody might be watching the show, I'd recommend not spoiling anything about it in the chat.
Yeah.
So we got Bob. I don't know what that is, but hey, spoilers for Bob.
Let's see. Twin Peaks. I'd have to see it again. It's been like ages.
And I think they did a new thing too.
David Lynch
I don't
goes
remember entirely.
Yeah, it was 1990, 1991. Oh, it was a TV series. Okay.
So you would have been.
I was.
Like what?
I think I would have been a sophomore in high school.
Oh wow! So you actually went to the school that the show takes place in?
Yeah.
Wow. What, Twin Peaks?
That was my high school. Yeah, I went to high school.
That could have been your big break.
Yeah, had I been there.
So you weren't there the day they shot?
No, I wasn't there the day they shot.
How'd that go? Like, so did they say like, okay, students, don't come to school today because a show is filming here?
As I recall, I think they closed the school down, and they let some people go home early, but then they kept some people just to use as extras.
Did they like bring everyone in the auditorium and be like, hey, we want to see if you are gonna make a good extra?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the jars that Patrick was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
These are the like the Egyptian jars.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's made out of like that granite. So like,
well, yeah. We can talk about granite. Talk about the bricks that the pyramids are made up of, and how did they move that around, or how did they move around the Easter Island heads? You know how heavy that would be. How'd they do it? I'm just asking the question.
They knew the invention called the wheel, so I'm sure that they had some sort of plan with wheels.
I mean, as someone who's tried to load a lot of material onto the back of the bed of a truck, like that wasn't nearly as heavy as some of these multi-ton bricks of granite that the pyramids are made. I don't know. A tractor beam, just saying, do that a lot easier.
Well, like that guy that moved that monolith-size Easter Island head stone kind of deal using a walking technique.
I saw that.
So I mean, it's you can manipulate it as at the tipping points of everything and make anything walk as well, right? Have a couple people on each side. Well, you would have a whole bunch of people on each side, kind of walking big blocks, but that would take a long time to do. So I figure wheels is probably the way they had it.
But then also, like, how'd they mine that out of there? Even in the first place, some of that stuff, like the lime, the pyramids, the caps of it used to be like limestone.
Yeah.
How'd they get that up there? I don't know.
Aliens.
Yeah, you said it.
Aliens. Oh, excuse me. Aliens.
You got to put the quotations.
Yeah, got to do the air quotes.
See how many aliens? There's a 50-ton beam in the king's chamber of the pyramid, 300 feet in the air. If they use ramps, it would have to be over a mile long. Explain that.
That's yeah. Maybe they did have giants back in the day. I don't know.
A trebuchet, and they were a damn good shot.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, if it was a trebuchet, what would the weight of the count? How would the counter?
Oh, it would have to be massive, like 100 to 1, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
so it would have to be like a black hole.
It would have to be pretty heavy for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you hear this like all these ancient cultures. You had the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Egyptians. And the thing that's weird is like all the similarities between some of these myths. They all talk about like flying serpents and stuff like that. It's like, why do they all come up with the same thing independently of each other?
Patrick, I'm gonna finish watching this because it looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it after our live.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should send that link. That's interesting.
Patrick's a wealth of knowledge. He lives in a spot where he finds these glowing rocks out of the Great Lakes. It's pretty neat.
Oh, wow. Glowing rocks.
Yeah, like under a certain light, they just They just shine. It's neat.
Oh wow.
That is cool.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Thanks.
Got to throw a log on the fire.
'Tis the season for that kind of stuff, eh, Mark?
Yep, cold. Getting chilly, so.
I think I'm gonna see my little brother and my stepmom and possibly my nephew
for Christmas or
well through the holidays. So my little brother gets off on the 20th, and then he doesn't go back till like a week into January. So which one is colder? That's a good question. We're basically on.
I have a fire going, so I'm pretty warm.
I don't have a fire going. I mean, I have a hoodie on.
Yeah. This is just like a stretchy. I'm wearing 2 shirts, but I'm not cold at all.
Yeah.
So I got the undershirt and then this stretchy long sleeve. But I also have a nice fire rolling, so nice and toasty. You can probably see the reflection.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta heat my home for free. Well, I bought the wood.
Log can bring some heat in for sure. Absolutely. I've got this system with the stove here that, like, if I'm lazy, I'll just throw like 6 or 7 wads of newspaper, wadded up rolls of newspaper. Then I'll do like 3 kind of rows of kindling, and then I'll put like this size stuff around that, and then I'll stack 3 or 4, however, like I'll pack the stove as much as I can get into the stove, and just light the toilet or the newspaper. And it's like an upside down fire, but right side down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I get you. I just used I put a piece of bark down. I just put it upside down so it's curved up.
Yeah.
And I had a little fire starter, so I just broke it and fluffed it up.
Hello?
Hit it with a lighter. Took a little piece of coal that was the
blind
jar that was next to it.
You've literally got coal in the fire.
Yeah. Well, the fireplace.
That's awesome.
Well, I use it to prop up the kindling so it wouldn't just lay on top of the fire starter. It would prop it upward, get more air underneath.
King of the coal.
Added more fuel, and then voila, fire.
Is it really coal or is it charcoal?
With charcoal.
See, that's I have to make that distinction.
Well, I do have. I can reach it. It could have been charcoal because I have tongs by the fire. I could just move it around.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to reach into the fire and pull one out to show us.
Patrick, I do that all the time with sticks. I've got a carpenter's pencil sharpener, and I'll run even kindling. I'll run kindling through the carpenter's pencil with a drill, and it just eats it so fast, and you get this big pile of fluffy tinder. It's pretty awesome.
My family used to have a gas fireplace. Of course, one of those places where they don't want to let you use the gas anymore. But I'll tell you, we used to get ice storms like crazy, and it was a real boon to be able to boil water with the gas.
Right.
You needed to when the power was off, but because of all this kind of stuff they're trying to implement, they don't want you to be able to do that anymore. It's just one of those freedoms they want to be able to take away from you.
It's an essential in Canada for sure, especially in wet valley.
Oh, definitely.
Towns.
A whole bag of this stuff.
Burning wood burning fire is the best source of heat. It'll dry stuff really quick. Like it's just.
Oh yeah.
You can eat. You can boil water.
Yeah, but they're trying to outlaw everything fire related, including natural gas. Freaking
Mark, I thought you didn't get any weed from the dispensary.
No,
that's some good looking stuff.
Weed. It's I got this from my campsite. It was a bunch of wood.
Okay.
It's a bunch of wood shavings.
some
Oh, no,
bottom shelf stuff.
I wouldn't keep cannabis in a grocery store bag, but this is all.
It's been done. It's been done throughout
Sure.
history for sure.
I can sometimes start a fire with
Danger
that.
J. I only start fires with pieces of good news from newspaper. These days, that's hard to find.
Amen.
It's true.
Do I pee on the fire to put it out? No, I usually just dump whatever water I have left over on it.
See, I'm afraid that if you drink a certain amount and you try to pee in the fire, that it would actually, be flammable in a way, and
Thanks for stopping by, Nose Job.
Yeah.
You do a stream of gasoline into a fire, it can travel back up the gasoline stream, and
Ooh.
I knew somebody that happened to.
There's some myths about gasoline. I mean, the vapors itself are very flammable, but you can distinguish. You can absolutely flick a cigarette butt into gasoline and it'll just go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw those MythBusters episodes because you always see it in the movies.
I've done it. It's just false. It's absolute.
Oh, it doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's not nearly as combustible as some people would like to imagine.
But if there was a spark,
oh sure,
because that's a hotter source of ignition, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's when it gets sketchy. But embers don't catch. Same with diesel. It's damn hard to start diesel.
Oh sure.
Really?
Yeah, it's not an easy, it's not like gasoline.
Yeah, some of this stuff I think people kind of overestimate how hot it is. Like my grandpa used to, when he would have a bug on his arm, he used to put it out with a cigarette. I think people kind of overestimate. They see it's glowing, they see that it's fire. I think they kind of overestimate how hot that is.
But if you are quick enough, you can extinguish that. I mean, you do get some singe, but you can put cigarettes out. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I used to have a buddy used to put his cigarettes out on his tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because you just wet your tongue.
Yeah, he just. I was like, dude.
Out here, I chip the cherry and it's not an issue. I just make sure I stomp on the cherry.
Yeah.
Gerbs, what were you smoking at the beginning of the
Some
stream?
Megalodon.
Oh, Megalodon. Yeah, what is that? We don't have that where I'm from.
It's like a Kush.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, what's the strain? Like indica, sativa? Like, do you have any info on it?
Gets me lifted.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Do you do edibles at all?
No, I don't. I don't like edibles.
Really?
My body, I'm in recovery, so I can't get out of control, and I just my body knows that when I'm eating it, my body doesn't like it.
Really, that's interesting.
I've consciously made myself even I have a hard time taking Tylenol and stuff. Even when
wow.
Yeah. So
that's interesting. I've been trying to kind of like quit smoking certain things, so I've kind of found that that edibles, like, it's almost the inverse. Whereas like I am able to eat edibles, but like if I smoke it, like that doesn't quite work for me.
it just makes me want to go to bed.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, if that's your downfall and you can't sleep, it's a great sleep aid for sure.
Well, it depends on the kind, because I've found some that were it's like keeps me up. I'm like wired, Like I don't know. It depends.
Depends on the concentrate of the butter that they're using when they're making the edibles.
Yeah,
well, I was looking into getting gummies, but I didn't want to pay the price that they were asking.
And it's hit and miss with gummies. Like, actually, my brother says he gets gummies all the time, but you have to really pick and choose what kind of gummies you want. And
well, Mark, you know what you should look into, because you're from Washington State, is you can get a diagnosis still in a recreationally legal state in the United States for a medical so if you have some sort of pain, or it's pretty simple still. and then you can get a really significant discount at any of the dispensaries.
Oh,
I
you
think it's
can?
like 20 to 30%. So if you go to a doctor and you have arthritis or something, and they're going to diagnose you for pain prescription, you can say, "Can you give me, a prescription for marijuana?" They'll give you like a 20-30% discount.
Oh, I
What
didn't know
you
that.
guys need to do is legalize for people to grow their own pot.
You can do it, but it's only a very small amount.
I mean, if you can do it and you're legally allowed to do it, you might as well just do it all out. Like you're allowed to do it. So
Yeah, echoing Detroit Bush Crash, what was the price that they gave you, Mark?
Oh, it was like for 10 edibles, it was $30.
What was the like? What was the percentile of the?
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a couple months now. So
Yeah, I would recommend checking some other places out because I know in Washington they're a dime a dozen around there. Maybe you just got screwed by that one.
where are you, Cap?
North Carolina.
Oh, how was that storm that hit you guys?
I didn't get hit by it.
No, you're way north then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're blocked by mountains,
Right.
so it's like we're not used to that sort of thing. So then a hurricane comes in. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Did it slow down your state?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, like just the distribution and everything. I mean, you remember the Suez Canal? Even that affected where I was working.
Really?
Whenever that happened, even we had to get stuff across. I mean, all that kind of stuff. It's crazy to see how easily the shipping lines and stuff can get affected. So I mean, any sort of natural disaster like that is going to totally throw a wrench in everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have yourself set up and in like if the power goes out, you have a generator and stuff?
Me personally, no.
No.
I live with my parents currently with my son.
Are they set up? Do they have a generator?
They are not.
No.
And they're not about that sort of thing. And I've been trying to convince them to do it, but
well, you just never know, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What if a solar storm really takes out the grid? Like then you're.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Especially if you're in a dense population where there's lots of wires, that would fry all your system.
Well, see, my ideal scenario would be to have a cabin off grid, and it would be to Faraday cage the entire cabin.
Slick.
The entire every wall, just turn the whole cabin into a Faraday cage. And you would keep generators inside. You would have. And I mean, if there was some sort of solar storm, I feel like Starlink would go down too. Yeah, I don't know.
See, if the device is powered up or if it has a battery, it's gonna fry. But if your battery is not connected and it's not outputting, and your device is not broadcasting and alive, it won't be damaged.
Really?
That's
off.
If there's no power to it, there's no juice at all in the unit. I can't see if I unplug my truck every night because if the battery, I think if there's a small draw on somewhere in the cabin of the car, so if I leave it overnight, it's 90% of the time I have to switch batteries out because it's killed the battery. So I just take the terminal off. So there's no current going through, and it's grounded. So I mean,
well, that's what happens too with like a nuclear bomb. You ever see those depictions where the people are driving and then the light and then all the cars stop working?
Yeah.
And I wonder if that would be the same for that situation, or it would just be the EMP.
Well, if it's one of the electric cars, absolutely, you're fried for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it's a carbureted vehicle, I mean, you can get by just simple mechanics sometimes, right?
Oh sure. Oh, there's someone saying in the chat, Cybertruck. You guys see that Cybertruck?
Like it would it do good in something?
Yes, if you had one.
Oh, do I have one?
Yeah.
Oh fuck no.
I don't have one.
I'll never have that.
I'd never buy one. They look goofy to me.
Not only that, but I would never spend that much money on one thing. Like I would, if it was something, I would invest that money into like a chunk of property.
Yeah, 100 grand's a bit much.
The one thing I like is how it's like a tank. You see him like take
Joe
bullets.
Rogan shot some arrows at it. I mean, the windows did break with the sledgehammer, but I mean, it's relatively bulletproof to a certain. I mean, if higher calibers will definitely penetrate that.
Most like EMP, natural disaster, most serious, shit hit the fan scenario. It's not really going to help you, but like zombie apocalypse, I mean, I think that would be pretty well equipped to plow through a crowd of zombies.
I would just live in the trees.
I would argue you could do that in any vehicle, though.
Well, I mean, I've got a vehicle that definitely wouldn't. My PT Cruiser, I don't think could go through
kind of
one.
aerodynamic. You just bounce them off the hoods and
yeah, that's fair.
Bounce off the fenders.
That's fair.
Dirt bikes will still rip, yeah, because they're kickstart, yeah.
Probably somebody that can be shut off.
Jerry Dogler, we watch too many movies. That's right.
Well, it's not our fault that the movies are just loaded with misinformation. I mean,
me and you both, Patrick. Like
some of that deliberate for sure. Predictive programming.
Give me a carbureted vehicle where I can diagnose and fix the problem without fucking anything up, blowing a sensor or this or that. Like and they make them so you cannot do it unless you know what you're doing. So, I mean, it's not simply diagnosing one problem with an electric vehicle. There's so many operating systems and this and that make that vehicle work. So
I predicted it whenever Apple started coming up with their computers and not letting people fix them and having their proprietary chargers and their proprietary mouse. I'm like, someone's going to do this with a car. Someone's going to make a car that you cannot repair on your own. You have to take it into one of their, and then all of a sudden Tesla started doing that. I was like, I predicted that was going to happen. Yeah. I still predict the Apple car. I predict that the Apple car will occur, which will be absurd.
But they're kind of already doing that now. It feels like, because every car is just like massively complicated.
If it's anything, Apple, it would be a flying something. I think. Yeah. I don't think it would be a vehicle because there's too many car markets out there that they would have to try and get themselves into.
That's the thing. Did you see those like
impossible?
They call them like VTOLs, like VTOLs. You seen those? They're like the personal flying vehicles. They exist now, and they're sort of like quadcopter drones, where it's like you get into the cockpit and there's like the 4 propellers like a drone, and you can fly them around.
Yeah.
But my thought process with that is like you're hovering 30 feet above the ground. If you crash that thing, there's no
so many moving parts that will fly aimlessly in directions of people. Like it won't be a regulated thing. It would be designated areas where they would be able to have a fly zone. They wouldn't be able to do that over a populated city.
No way.
No fucking way. There's regulations.
It's a rich man's toy. Like, that's it.
You're only allowed to have a certain amount of weight to some drones, and then you need licenses and stuff. So I mean, it gets really expensive.
Well, Amazon was talking about doing drones for like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, the building I worked on, they actually were building the drones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they were huge too. They had a good 6-foot span.
I'm just gonna get a coffee.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. So are they still doing that, or
they moved on? They moved to their own building, so I have no idea what they're doing now.
Oh, so it's top secret. They went to a top secret building.
I think they can do it in foreign countries and other countries, just not in the U.S.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Yeah, it's like, how big does that thing have to be to carry a package?
I asked them how much weight they could carry, and they said, we don't know. They're just making the drones. I'm like, oh.
As long as it can carry a fleshlight, then I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, priorities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, silicone doesn't weigh very much.
No. Maybe a little container of lube. You're good to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on the size. I like to order in bulk.
Just get the little box. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to compromise, but I think it'd be worth it in case a guy didn't have to see what he was delivering to me. They do have the discreet packaging, but you know how it goes.
I'm dreaming of an old 4x4 AMC Eagle wagon. That would be badass. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was my ringtone. Godzilla.
Do you ever see that 2014 Godzilla? So not the versus Kong. It was the one that sort of started it off.
Yeah. The one with barely any Godzilla in it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it was a shame because the trailer made it look really good.
I
I
know.
don't know if you remember, but it was like these guys doing the drop from the plane and the.
Which looks sick, but then it's
Yeah.
like he's always obscured by fog or clouds
Yeah.
or weather or darkness. It's like I come here to see Godzilla. Like,
Which makes it, you know, like obscuring him it helps make him feel more real, sure. But if you're watching a Godzilla movie, you want to see Godzilla.
Yeah.
But on the opposite end of that spectrum, some of these Godzilla X Kong movies, it's like, I don't know. You know, like it just kind of feels like a cartoon. And not in a good way that some of the older ones felt like.
The one thing that's awesome about different genres, it's good for one genre. Like one section of humanity is drawn to those stories, and it's true.
That's what they keep trying to do.
Like the Lord of the Rings or like anything big like that is any Marvel.
The problem is they want to take a genre that connected to a certain group of people and then try to transplant that onto a larger audience that isn't going to connect with that initial genre. Like, you mean like for the original Godzilla movies, you got to be able to connect with that. You got to be able to get into like, hey, like I get it's a guy in a suit, but I'm still able to like accept it. And then they want to connect it to these people that go, no, like that's cheesy. I want to watch something that's no, you got it. It's not going to work, but they want to try to do it anyway.
And the problem is that the human side of the story, the human side of the movie was boring.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't care about this dude. I don't care about what he's doing. I want to see monsters fighting.
Yep.
That's why I bought my ticket.
Yep, for sure.
Even the good old Power Rangers, like those aliens were epic, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. You ever see it? Because it's like, I mean, I think it's like, what is it? It's like tonkatsu or something like that. It's like that genre of like that Japanese fighting with people in suits like that. I mean, there's so many levels of that. Like, there's some movies in that style that are so sick.
Giant robot ones.
Oh yeah.
An anime, like.
Oh yeah, you ever see like Akira? Like,
I love anime.
It's crazy.
I still think to this day, Ninja Scroll has got to have been the best one I've ever seen.
Which one?
100%.
Ninja Scroll.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
100%.
But everything after that, Ninja Scroll, the series sucked. The second movie sucked. It's like
you can never outdo the first. With every series, the first one will always be the best.
Always be the best.
I'm trying to think if there's an example where it's not that way. I'm trying to think of like a series where the first one where it got surpassed. There's got to be at least one.
I believe it's happened. I just can't think of any.
Okay, so seriously, the last Deadpool was I have to say it was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
Deadpool versus Wolverine was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
I saw it twice.
True. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, I thought Deadpool 2 was better than 1, and then 3 was better than 2. So that's one where they got better with each one for sure.
That was the brilliance of Stan Lee. Like it was just he's.
And to be fair, like I thought Avengers 2 wasn't as good as Avengers 1, but Avengers Endgame and Infinity War I thought were better than the first two.
I didn't like the ending of Civil War, or the one where Tony died.
Oh yeah, well that's fair. Well, they're bringing it back now, though.
Yeah, I know. It just to have that storyline just kind of, and then there was so many more Marvel movies made after that one.
Well, I mean like that's the problem is that they made more.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that it ended, because I think it's good to end. But the problem was that they tried to do more after that. And it's like, what else are you going to do now? Because they're going to bring Captain America back, apparently. So they're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and Captain America. It's the only two characters you guys have killed off, and they're bringing them both back.
Well, they're doing
like Geno, like body replication style stuff. I can see that because science is doing some weird shit, man.
There's a new Captain America movie, but it's like Anthony Mackie is Captain America.
Well, yeah, because of the show.
Yeah.
Like in the show, he gets the mantle, but they're bringing back Chris Evans to play Captain America too.
He's the original. Like, well, yeah, he's not the original, because I think that the original died. But
I don't even know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because too, like Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to come back as Doom, which is an awful idea. But
as who?
Dr. Doom.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is gonna play Dr. Doom. And I'm like, that's not who you cast as Doom.
You can't do that unless there's major prosthesis involved.
Yeah. You're telling me that Robert Downey Jr. is going to never show his face?
Like that series Penguin.
Sure.
Like the prosthetics nowadays is amazing. That you don't even know that's Colin Farrell.
That would be the only way it would work.
Yeah.
I heard it's a really good show, but I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it. It's really good.
I've seen some of the previews, and like I had no idea it was Colin Farrell.
I knew it because I watched the Batman and I saw his name. I'm like, wow, really? The Batman is an excellent movie too.
I thought that new Deadpool was really, really good. I do think it got a little into the woke side, but for the most part, I thought it was the best one.
I don't know if it was much woke or if it was slamming woke culture.
That was where it was riding the line.
I think that was.
Sometimes I'm like, was it slamming woke or was it woke? You think it was slamming it?
I think they were just being realists. Like seriously, like big fuck you to the big companies that are just making billions of dollars and paying fucking nothing to the. It just.
Yeah, I didn't feel like they were pushing the message.
Oh sure.
They weren't following the dialect that the world is wanting everybody to follow. So.
It's just like making Deadpool so gay and stuff like that. It's like I couldn't tell.
Well, he's a shit talker though, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Ryan Reynolds is the best shit talker ever.
Yeah,
like, he really is.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is great.
He's up there with like George Carlin.
Was better.
No, I don't know if I'm gonna go that far.
Johnny Storm. Well, he said, Johnny Storm. This guy. Mwah.
Yeah. Oh, when Johnny Storm showed up and when they show him shit talking the sister at the end. Oh, that was so funny.
That was awesome.
That's the thing. He slams everyone. It's not like he's picking favors. Like he's destroying
That's what I love about South
everything.
Park. That's what I love about South Park for a lot of the time.
Totally.
It's like they are firing. They're going 360 degrees, just firing everywhere. They're not just going, here. It's like, no, everyone is a target.
Joys of freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Heaven forbid somebody has an opinion that doesn't coincides with yours. That's how the world works, man. Compromise and dealing with it. Like, just you have a different view. Oh well.
Is that what your name is from?
What's that?
South Park.
Gerbs?
Yeah, they took our Gerbs.
Oh yeah. South Park, man.
I've just always been Gerbs. No.
Those guys are freaking brilliant.
Those guys are fun.
I had no idea actually about that. Actually,
you've never seen that?
There's an episode here. Was that the one with the aliens? The
no, it's people from the future. They come back to the past.
And some of the Southerners were sitting there going, "They took our Gerbs."
Yeah, I thought that may have been your name.
If he rocks a luscious beard and
I think he actually had a beard. There's one of the redneck guys. It was funny though because they were saying
I live in the sticks, so I fit the profile.
They were saying they took our jobs, but because of their thick accents,
gotcha.
They took our Gerbs.
They took our Gerbs. Gotcha.
What's the significance of your name?
My name's Jeremy. It's just my nickname, Jerbs.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was similar to Mark, where your name was what? Foamy the Squirrel. You got that from, right?
Yeah.
Eat Carbs Outdoors.
Yep.
Which
And it was actually a poster in the background of one of his videos. It was just a bagel with cream cheese, and it said "Eat carbs," and I just thought it was funny.
yeah.
So when I'm back in the day when I had MySpace, I was trying to think of a name, and I just watched that. So I'm like, oh, eat carbs. And
Yeah.
Out of the box or out of the bag thinking for sure.
When did the outdoors get stitched on, though?
I think it was about maybe over 2 years ago. So I was trying to identify my channel a little bit more because people.
Oh,
see the
wait a
channel.
second.
People
So I
would see
started following you in the last 2 years. So you actually used to not be Eat Carbs Outdoors on YouTube.
Well, it's just eat carbs.
Oh, wow.
And then I added the outdoors. I think about 2.5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I was trying to
I remember
identify
watching that video, Mark. It was about 2.5 years ago.
something like that. And
Yeah,
then
I'm the newbie over here.
yeah, because I was trying to give my channel a little bit more identity. I think people were confused by the channel name, and they would just be like, "What's this about?" Oh, pass.
Yeah, because you hear Eat Carbs, and it's like, oh, is this going to be a channel about like weightlifting or?
Is this guy who's gonna be sitting there eating muffins and cookies
Yeah.
and cake and getting all
Yeah.
fat and shit?
What was that called? Where the
Yeah, that's fair.
ASMR eating, where you're just hearing the people eat.
Mukbang.
Mukbang.
Yeah, mukbang or ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
people
that's
doing
crazy.
loudly,
People
it's like-
slurp their noodles out of their boxes. Yeah, that's great.
So,
You hear about this?
famous?
What's the
Disgusting.
Cannibal musical? I don't know what this is.
Have you seen
Cannibal musical?
I can't.
I guess I'll
do
open
not
up a new
believe
tab
so.
and Google.
I don't understand what that means.
South Park Cannibal musical. Cannibal the musical.
Hey, you guys just got some hot chicken for dinner. Like hot chicken is spicy, or hot chicken is like.
Oh, it's the South Park guys. Yeah, I've never heard of this. I don't watch a ton of movies. I mostly watch like the Marvel films and everything like that. So I'm not super familiar.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. You just opened up a can of worms.
Okay, what's your top 3?
That's a bigger can of worms. Let me think about this.
That's tough.
Man,
I mean, I really liked Iron Man 2. Solid.
Iron Man 2. Not a lot of people like that, but I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. The drone, the freaking drone arsenal. I mean,
yeah.
The villain was cool and made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually liked the Captain Marvel, even though everyone else hated it.
That's fair. I would say Die Hard 3.
I was gonna say the first one was Die Hard.
I love Die Hard 1.
The first one.
I love Die Hard 1, but Die Hard 3, it's really great.
Die Hard is the best Christmas movie.
Hey, speaking of South Park, Team America, that's got to be top 3.
Oh yeah, Team America.
You guys have seen that? That's hilarious.
That movie's.
And man, number 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe one of the John Wicks. It's hard to say.
I would just say the John Wick series.
Brie Larson. Yeah, Brie Larson. I mean, she's amazing.
I think my 3 would be Boondock Saints,
Ooh.
Heat, and
Heat. Great movie.
And Die Hard.
Ooh. All right. Okay. You just open up the Boondock Saints. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't try to quantify that, but man, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah. I think I might have to put Boondock Saints up there for sure. I love Heat too, but yeah, I don't know.
Heat's just.
It was a realistic story.
Oh, 100%. And it's just Al Pacino and Robert De Niro together for the first time.
But then you gotta
That's
leave.
crazy.
Then the Collateral.
Val Kilmer, and there was a whole bunch of actors. Machete.
Oh yeah.
What about Collateral though? With Jamie Farr.
Tom Cruise and Jamie Farr. Yeah.
And a double tap in the alley.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, another one is what's that movie with the guy that played Professor X and Angelina Jolie, and they do the bullet curve?
Oh, Wanted.
I'm talking about Wanted. That's another really good one.
Good movie. I mean,
Some movies, like because of some of the actors, I have I don't like some people, like, so guilty just because I don't like it. I won't even watch movies that have people in it just because spite I have.
Yeah, which people?
Yeah,
I just.
Is Angelina Jolie one of those people? Or
I like her as an action star.
I mean, yeah, I like her in certain ways for sure.
Yeah. I won't watch any movie.
I love everybody equally.
I won't watch any movie with Julia Roberts. I hate her. Someone should smash her face. I just can't stand her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strong statement.
Another really good movie.
Loathe entirely.
Actually, another two good movies. Snatch. Probably Brad Pitt's best.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
And Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
That's a great film.
Yeah.
That is a great film.
I never liked Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean's funny. It's just
it was British humor at its finest. That's the one thing about Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. Sorry.
Fawlty Towers is way more funnier though. So is the
Monty Python stuff.
Crew is, it's just it's a different kind of humor. Big Trouble in Little China, great movie.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Kurt Russell, Hitchhiker. Did you ever see that one?
Which one, sorry?
Hitchhiker with Kurt Russell. That's a classic. Kurt Russell is a hitchhiker, and then a guy in a semi picks him up, and he ends up being a serial killer. It's a really good one. Taxi Driver, Under Siege. Oh, Under Siege. There's a scene where the woman comes out of the cake and
Erica Elinek.
Oh yeah, I've seen that scene about 350 times. That is a great scene. You know what I mean, Mark?
It's very memorable. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just burns into certain parts of your brain.
Commando.
100%.
Commando was the first movie that I really, really, really fell in love with. I was like at the perfect. Yep. I'm going to be a commando, and I need to be exactly like this guy. That was my favorite Schwarzenegger role for sure.
Remember, Sully, when I promised to kill you last? I lied.
I lied.
That's above the list. Yeah, that's great.
He just lets him go.
Yep.
Commando's an awesome movie, and it's good. It's a really good story too. It's not just
it is.
He just goes around killing everybody.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
And then you can't forget like Pulp Fiction, all of his creations.
Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Bastards, Django,
Kill Bill.
Those Kill Bill movies. Those are some of my favorites.
Django Unchained, the whole like scene when they're like with the Raiders. It's the funniest shit.
It's so funny. I can't see shit. They cut the eye holes big enough.
Things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And then too, what's his name? The guy that's in both, the German guy. He's so good. In both
Christopher Waltz.
Christopher Waltz.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one that I really liked is a newer one. It's Ungentlemanly Like Warfare.
Oh yeah, that was the new Guy Pearce movie or something like that with the Superman guy. That was good.
Haven't seen it yet.
It's great.
It had the guy from Jack Reacher in it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Jack Reacher, Mark, you gotta check that out.
I've seen all the Jack Reacher series. That's awesome.
The Danish dude. He wrestled bear, and he's great with a Bowie and his bow.
Yep. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The movie with the frickin' sword.
Kill Bill.
What about Hidden Tiger?
That's
Crouching
good.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Great movie. Really good movie. Solid. Like a lot of Asian martial art movies.
Yeah.
I watched
The Drunken Master, Jackie Chan.
There's one called Shinobi. It's a really good story, but all the people have like all these crazy different abilities.
Yeah.
It's all in Japanese because I like watching movies in their original language.
Yeah.
Solid good movie. It's one of my favorites. Except my DVD started skipping on it, so I can never watch it again.
I like the drunken master with Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah. Jackie Chan is awesome.
Guy, he's just a machine. He did all of his own stunts just.
But he makes great movies too. He makes really good, entertaining movies, and he's a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
like he could just truly fuck you up if he wanted to.
He seems like a really cool guy too. That's
humble man. I watched something. I guess he was having conflict with one of his kids, I guess.
Yeah.
And like he's got like a really great moral set. Like nothing's for free, you know.
Yeah.
He's got like great morals, and he's a humble man. But
yeah. Someone mentioned Bruce Lee. Great movies.
Yeah. And that other that guy, I can't remember the other guys. That he had the big boobs. What's his name?
He had the guy with the pecs. He'd always flex.
Yeah, and he was in Bloodsport.
Yeah. I can never remember his name.
I want to say Chan, but I don't know. I'll have to Google it.
I got IMDb up, so
Joe Pesci. Yeah, there you go.
Good actor. Real good actor, actually.
Yeah.
My Cousin Vinny is probably one of his best movies.
Yeah. He did good gangster too.
Yeah.
Casino. He was good in Casino.
In a lot of movies. What is his name though?
Always wanted to be the wise guy.
Yeah.
Goodfellas. He was a badass in Goodfellas too.
Dude, when he crosses the street and then pulls his pistol and just starts beating the guy in the head, it's like, damn. That guy's name is Bolo Yen.
Yen, that's right.
Bolo Yang.
Bolo.
Right.
That guy was just a machine.
Oh yeah. He's been in some good movies too, like really good movies.
The dedication that they have for their culture and their martial arts is just phenomenal to see.
Some of my favorite movies are martial art movies. It's just they're done so well.
The choreography in some of the older ones, even the shit that they were doing, just defied gravity. Like the stuff that they were doing, and just
all the stuff. Everything was the Technicolor.
Yeah,
and those Steven Seagal movies too. Yeah. Those are so good.
His early movies were entertaining. His later movies,
Grandpa,
dog shit.
I mean, I kind of like some of those later Steven Seagal films. There's one like a Good Man is a really good one. But I mean, like it is a little weird in some of those instances where it's like this guy's anybody that's too old. It's like he's a little too old,
But the movies themselves are just so damn cheesy. It's like, dude, like what are you doing?
Kung Fu Hustle, is that one where the guy
that's a good movie.
Kills 1,000 people.
Yeah,
that's the Overkill one, right? You're talking about.
It's like a Looney Tunes movie or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was meant to. It's like a martial arts movie, but it was like a comedy.
Yeah,
I think like Bill Murray said something about that. Like it was like one of his favorite movies. Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I gotta see Sydney Sweeney in one of those like and Kung Fu Hustle was like the landlady, like she's swinging around, you know what I mean? Like is she like attacking people with her?
She had the lion's roar voice. But Sydney would have her own attack though. She'd have her own attack.
Yeah, I don't know what the name would be, like the double puppy attack or something like that.
And the guy goes flying hilariously for miles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's a good movie.
Yeah, Kung Fu Hustle is awesome. Sydney Sweeney has no range. Yeah, except that the movie that she was in,
Madam Web.
Madam Web. I heard the Critical Drinker just trashed it.
Who's?
I thought it was pretty good.
Did you? I never saw it because he just trashed it. I was like, oh man.
She was in she was in Madam Web. That's the only thing I've seen her in that's like an actual movie. She's just some younger blonde actress.
Yeah, I've only seen her in like video clips.
Yeah, I completely agree, Mark.
No
Completely agree.
idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, she's just been in some really good clips, is all.
She's an actress. She's an attractive actress.
Oh,
Yeah, lots of online discussion. But yeah, no, Madam Web. I thought that was surprisingly good.
Well, maybe I'll check it out.
And then there's that Craven the Hunter movie coming out, which I've
yeah,
heard
I'm
kind
looking
of
forward to
about
that one.
that. I think that looks good.
Nick Cage is in it too, from the first one.
Nick Cage is in that?
Yeah, I think that's. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Marvel movie with the animal guy.
Craven. Yeah, it's werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because he gets a drop of blood in him, and boom, he has superpowers. Like, come on, seriously?
Well, I mean, isn't that sort of what happens to Spider-Man though? He
gets
gets the spider.
He got bit by a spider.
Yeah.
It depends.
I didn't get like a drop of spider blood in that landed on his wound, and somehow, boom, he became Spider-Man. He actually got bit
Depends on the
by a spider that was genetically enhanced and like experimented on.
So you're telling me that Craven just gets a drop of normal animal
From
blood in him?
the preview I saw, it's like a drop of animal blood landed on an open wound of his, and then boom, he had all these powers.
I bet that was like Oscorp genetically modified blood, just like how the spider
I
bit
didn't see
Spider-Man.
that from the trailer. All I saw.
Well, I mean,
was,
they're not going to reveal everything in the trailer.
That's how She-Hulk got her powers.
Oh well, but you got to be fair though. Like it's not just regular blood. Like that's gamma and irradiated blood.
And
well, it's like Bruce
Banner.
Bruce Banner was all radiation as well.
In the comic books,
yeah, he got hit by gamma radiation.
In the comics, She-Hulk didn't just get Bruce's blood in her. She got in a car accident, and then Bruce was the only person that could like transplant his organ, and so he transplanted his organ to her. And then because it was his organ, that gave her the radiation. That makes more sense.
They didn't see that would have made more sense, but they didn't do it in the series. It was just they got in a car wreck, and his blood got into her blood.
That's weird.
And she was.
See, I never saw that She-Hulk show, so I never saw
Neither
that.
did I.
Just imagine
the one with
pointless show.
Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk.
I saw that. I saw the original.
I was watching it on TV as a
Don't
kid.
like me when I'm angry.
Yeah. You know, it was cheesy because it was a real guy, but like I liked that show. I thought it was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
He was one of the world tough best bodybuilder in the world too. Like him and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold kept beating him though.
Yeah.
I think didn't he finally win after Arnold retired?
I could see that.
Because he was like Mr. Olympia.
Or in different categories.
6 years in a row.
They all used to get trophies anyways.
Yeah.
Whether it be first or second, they're still making cheddar.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney should have been She-Hulk. Yeah, I completely agree. It's like, you ever see that Hulk show with Lou Ferrigno? Like, they had Thor, they had Daredevil. Did you ever see those?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, back in the original show. Like, everyone talks about the Marvel movies. It's like, no, they was already doing that in the show. That was a good show, too.
It was.
I didn't watch any Marvel TV shows.
Oh, Captain America had a TV show a long time ago.
Oh, that was years and years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the Flash too. There was a Flash show.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Flash show I watched.
Bionicle Man, $6 million man.
Yep. And that Smallville too.
I'm really surprised they haven't made any more $6 million man type movies.
Right? That series.
That would be cool to see with modern like updates and
totally right.
Yeah.
Because it would be the $6 billion man today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For inflation.
No, it would be something like $1 trillion because
$6
back in the day,
man.
$6 million was
a
lot of money. So in comparison, it would be like the $1 trillion man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of those shows where I'm like, I need to bring that back. Same with the Hulk show. I mean, the concept of Hulk as a show I think actually works pretty well as opposed to a
Yeah.
movie. Like
Just
if
going
you ever
around
watch that, every episode, it's like I fucked
Something
things up.
different,
Like I
yeah.
need to go to a different town and
I'm gonna
change
get
my
mad.
name.
I'm gonna go
Yep.
break shit. Yeah.
I mean, it does the piano music at the end of each episode.
I think there's 2 shows that should come back: The Bandit
Mm-hmm.
and what was the other one I was thinking? Oh shit! Stupid stick got me. I don't know. I can't remember the second one.
The Bandit with Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But like the new one, that new car that they just built, the newest version.
Oh, Knight Rider?
No. Fuck Hasselhoff. They don't need another talking car. Kit was enough. And Transformers, I mean, come on. Transformers are pretty that whole
That's overplayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many movies.
Yeah.
See, I think they need to do a new Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you know.
The old ones still hold up though.
They do for sure.
Like,
and there's nostalgic value for the people that grew up watching those movies too.
Well, what's crazy is because 1985, he goes back 30 years and it's 1955, and then he goes 30 years into the future and it's 2015, and now that was 7 years ago, or however many fucking years ago 2015 was, and it's like now if he was to go back 30 years, that would be 1989. So, like, if they were to do that modern, it would be him going back to the 80s.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Who would you get to direct, though? Because Robert Zemeckis...
You'd have to get Zemeckis again, or Spielberg, because they were both involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if they did Back to the Future, it would be woke.
Yep.
I mean, because, like, you know, he goes to current day, it'd be woke, so the guy would be woke. He would go back to the 80s, and he would be like, man, things aren't woke anymore. Like, this is awesome. I think that'd be a good way to handle it.
Patrick, you're on my level right now, aren't you? How many polls are you in? And that's facts, Grandpa.
Yeah, woke to the future for sure.
Well, yeah, you can call it that too. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, they would.
I mean, and because it had that name, everybody and their dog would go and watch it.
Oh,
literally.
They would go, hey, woke to the future, find me a ticket, please. Everything. I'm going to watch that purely for the fact that it's woke. You know, I'm going to buy it just because it's woke.
But they're going to trash and make fun of it, too.
Yeah, like, they would make Doc Brown be like some piece of shit. And,
they would Ryan Reynolds the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I'll buy a ticket for that. Oh, yeah. I like this idea. I'm down.
Now, who's going to be the actors, though?
They would get, I don't know. Sydney Sweeney is Marty McFly. Would be the mom in the 80s. And then you would get like
Marty to a female. Huh?
Who's that little guy that they keep putting in all these movies? It was in the Wonka movie. Yeah, Rick and Morty is a good version of that is actually a good version of Back to the Future.
I got into some of that the older Rick and Morty. The new stuff is kind of I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. The earlier stuff was good. Timothy Chalamet is what I'm talking about. They would get Timothy Chalamet to be the Marty.
I love Marty. I love Rick and Morty. It was awesome.
Oh, geez, Rick. Yeah, that would be Timothy Chalamet being Marty McFly. He would go back. His mom would be Sydney Sweeney. You know, like he'd be in the car with her in that one scene, but he'd be like, "Oh my God, like your puppies are huge." Like I just like it'd be incredibly woke and weird.
Well, if it's woke, it's gonna be crap. So
yeah, that's true. If it was woke, he wouldn't acknowledge. They wouldn't get Sydney Sweeney. They would get some ugly, like it would not be Sydney Sweeney for sure.
Where did I leave off?
You guys are like obsessed with this chick, I guess, eh?
It's just like modern stuff.
Just Google her. You won't be disappointed. How many seasons were there? Oh, I saw all 7 seasons of Rick and Morty. That's available on Max.
See, I didn't see past like season 3.
Oh, yeah, I watched them all.
And then they did the anime as well.
Yeah, I watched the first episode and I just didn't like it. And I love anime, but I don't think they did it right.
It's like that's not what anime is about, though. Like I'm trying to watch Gurren Lagann and like
That's a great series. Gurren Lagann's a great series.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that series. I got the wall scroll right there.
Yeah, I saw that. that. And that Cowboy Bebop's a really good one.
Really good one. Trigun's really good.
Trigun is good. You ever seen a Hellsing Ultimate?
Yeah,
it's a good one too.
All those. I saw the series before that too. Also very good.
Yep.
Saw Evangelion, very good.
Yep. That one got a little weird for me. It got a little weird.
It got a little weird. The movies were terrible.
Never saw that.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste your time. And the ending was this shit. The ending was awful.
Attack on Titan is really good.
Yeah, but I found the people getting eaten. Spoilers, sorry. Disturbing as shit. It's like,
well, yeah, for sure.
It's like, damn.
Family Guy, I would not call Family Guy anime. It has to be from Japan.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z was dope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I went through a Dragon Ball Z phase, and I watched Pootie Tang religiously for probably 2 years.
I thought Pootie Tang. I thought that was like a movie.
It is a movie.
Was a show before that?
No, it's just a movie.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, look at that. You know that Louis C.K. was one of the writers on that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Chris Rock Jam for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was. I loved it. Can't say the name of my Demi Wata.
It's do you ever see that? You ever see Dolomite? You know who that is?
No.
Not sure.
It was like a guy that did these movies, like in these blaxploitation movies in the 70s, and then they did a recent movie with Eddie Murphy. It's those are really funny. You got to watch that.
What's it called?
Dolomite.
Put the link in the chat if you.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll pull it up.
Don't like the Japanese cartoons meant to make woken. Yeah, I don't like that shit either. But Japanese anime is pretty awesome.
When I'm done with this, I'm opening that thing that Patrick sent.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that too.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is.
Dolomite.
Is that guy still alive? That's a good question.
No, he's not anymore. But they did an Eddie Murphy movie about him.
Huh.
And then they did like a movie called Black Dynamite where it was like sort of about him, which is really funny. And they did an anime show actually. Black Dynamite, the anime.
Detroit. Feminine. What is that? How do you say that word?
Which word?
What's that?
Effeminate. Effeminate.
Effeminate.
What does that mean?
He likes anime that he's like a male, but he has like a female influence. I think that's the proper way of saying it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know, like an older guy, like not thinking.
He's like a guy, but he's got like feminine like type qualities.
Femboy,
yeah.
Femboy.
Not there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I've known a couple of guys like that, and they were pretty chill. I mean,
metrosexuals.
I think that's something different.
Was that Seinfeld reference, Mark?
Yes, it was. Good catch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
7 and 5/8.
Anything wrong with that?
7 and 5/8. Love that one episode with George Costanza and the Yankee hat size. 7 5/8.
Jerry! Jerry! Hello.
I was in the
Hello,
pool.
Newman.
Yeah.
Greg, what's happening, homie?
Jerry!
Is that Jerry's dad?
No, George Costanza.
Jerry Stiller, though, that dude's hilarious.
Yeah, Jerry Stiller is great. Yeah, let's say his son, Ben Stiller. Well, it's funny because Jerry Stiller, I was talking to a friend, and he was like, "What sitcom was Jerry Stiller in where he was the dad? He was really funny." And I was like, "Hey, that's 2 shows. That's Seinfeld and Everybody Loves Raymond. He was the dad in both shows."
Oh, that's right. He was. That's right.
Yep.
The cop and the what was the other one? What was Raymond? He was.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, but what was his profession? I can't remember.
I love him.
He was like a electrician, and he had the neighbor that looked over the fence.
That's right.
Like a Wilson, he would look over the fence, and that you'd never see his chin.
Yeah, Home Improvement.
Yeah, that was it. Home Improvement
With Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, if they did Seinfeld, it would be woke again, because I think Jerry Seinfeld got a little bit woke, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I watched Comedian in Coffee with Doug.
Yeah,
He did that series with a bunch of people, and I didn't get any of that.
No,
crap.
He's pretty. Yeah.
Well, he did that with Joe Rogan too. That was good.
Yeah, I like Joe Rogan. He has a good podcast.
Yes.
Oh, does he have a podcast?
And he explores every aspects of the topics. Like he's not just like you gotta believe this. Like he does his fact check on a lot of shit.
Who?
Rogan.
Does Rogan have a podcast?
Joe Rogan?
The Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, what's it called?
The Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
He actually has a bunch of clips on YouTube.
Yeah, look that up. I never heard of that. Wasn't Stiller dad on King of Queens? Yeah, he was the dad on King of Queens. He was the dad on Everybody Loves Raymond. He was the dad on King of Queens had a what's his name? Paul Blart. What's his name? Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And then he did that new show. He brought the wife back. He did the new show, the King of Queens guy, and everybody. It wasn't Everybody Loves Kevin. It was Kevin Knows What or something like that. You ever see that? The new Kevin James show.
Greg, you're hilarious. Just so you know.
Seinfeld episode about the male shrinkage from being in pool 1 where George talks about losing glasses and spotting dimes on way home, and they're like, those are manhole covers.
Yeah. Seinfeld's a good show.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Elaine.
And
Elaine's crazy.
The one where the can deposit and they use the postal van.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Get 10 cents over here, 5 cents here. Money, it's money.
Yeah.
Good
Joe
stuff.
Rogan podcast. You got to make sure to try DMV. Yeah, that was one I was.
DMT.
DMT.
Yeah.
That's one. I've done acid before. I've done shrooms before. DMT is one where I'm like, I'm not totally sure about that. Like I think I'm like a maybe on that. But like the acid and the shrooms experiences were good. So it's like, do I want to do DMT? Have you done that, Gerbs?
Oh yeah.
You've done DMT?
I've done basically every drug known to man, and yeah.
What was your experience like?
I mean, it affects people different. I'm wired different because I don't know. Drugs affect me differently. Some drugs affect me completely the reverse way it should. So I don't know.
So how did it go for you then?
I mean, it wasn't very visual. It was like the sky was painted with pastels.
Wow.
And it was like streaky.
Yeah.
That's
I remember when I did shrooms, it was like, I just remember being able to see through the floor, and I could see like all the dinosaur bones from ancient times.
The thing
like,
I hated about mushrooms is my hands. My hands.
Oh yeah.
Looking at your hands is the worst thing. I always had to wear gloves.
I just remember when I did, so it didn't happen to me on shrooms, but when I did acid, which I'm 99% sure that it was acid, because there's always the possibility that it wasn't. But I did acid, and I remember going into the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, and my eyes just kept like growing in size, and I could just like seeing my pupils just like getting bigger, and like my face like changing in shape and just looking terrifying. And then just like I was like started running away, and I just ran outside into the street. And yeah, it was like that was the one thing where I was like, okay, that didn't really go great, because like I did get picked up, but like the other times I did it, it went much better.
Could be the variety of mushroom too. Some have.
Well, it's acid, so I was like, I wasn't sure if that was acid.
Yeah.
Because the first time I did it, it wasn't actually a paper. It was like a little gelatin thing. And then friend was like, "Oh, I know acid's normally a piece of paper, but this is like a little jelly." And I was like, "I've never heard of acid being a little jelly. I've always heard of it as a piece
sell
of
it
paper."
in little vials of liquid acid.
Yeah.
Drip it on ice cubes, a couple drips on each cube.
Oh, on ice cubes, really?
No, sugar cubes.
Oh, sugar cubes. Oh, okay. But yeah, that one I was like, but then again, I did it was a piece of paper, and that one went much better. But yeah, the mushroom
probably with
experience,
blotter,
like
the blotter is hemp paper basically.
Oh, blotter on a hemp paper.
It's it holds a lot more liquid than just paper.
Yeah. Mark, so are you like what's the word, like straight edge in terms of all that kind of stuff?
I never got into any drug. I smoked marijuana before, but I really didn't get into it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, all fair.
I wasn't around anybody who did it, so they weren't like, "Here, try this."
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
I was though, so it's like you get all that sort of influence, but for most part, like it was a good influence on me, I would say.
Grandpa, I know a lot of people that do microdoses up here, and yes, it's definitely there's lots of people that do it up here. They grow their own as well. They can get spores and bags and do them yourself. It's really easy.
It's legal in Canada?
Well, mushrooms are legal when they're wet. When they dry, it becomes a different property, and I think you're only allowed a certain amount in dried. I don't know all the specifics, and I think there has to be some sort of doctor approval to grow your own and cultivate your own. Kind of a gray area. I mean,
yeah.
Especially in BC, we have such an epidemic with the spread of free drugs, of any kind of drug that you're hooked on in BC right now, especially in the downtown core of Vancouver.
Yeah,
it's pretty
for sure.
It's pretty horrible. So I mean, there's a lot of fucking gray area when it comes to the drug scene out here.
Yeah, there's an epidemic in the Ozarks. Like, I don't know if you've heard about that, but there's like a heroin, like just totally. It's like they want to give away like the Prozac or whatever to like take it back. I don't know.
Sorry, Patrick, you're. I had this trip on mescaline. Oh no, it wasn't. It was peyote, and I was on the middle of my waterbed, thinking that I was in the middle of the ocean, and I was swimming on my waterbed, and my buddy had video of it, and I was petting a shoe. I thought it was a cat. Like I was just gone on peyote. That was probably the most out of control drug that I ever had. Because it's crazy.
Yeah. So peyote is the cactus, right?
Well, it's the buttons of the cactus. It's like a
Oh, really? So it's not
yeah.
the actual cactus. I see like DMT. That's ayahuasca, right? Isn't that
I'm
the same
sorry.
thing?
Ayahuasca is a root that's from somewhere in South America. I
Yeah,
think it's
it's
in
like
Brazil. It's a vine system, and they beat the sap out of it.
I think the sap, like the chemical that causes the trip, is
Yeah,
DMT, and you can synthesize DMT like fairly easily.
yeah, it's.
It's like some dish
I
material.
don't know how to, and probably not good way to talk about it on here anyway.
Well, yeah,
But
I mean for
yeah,
sure, for sure.
um,
That was like one. I know that's one thing that Joe Rogan talked about a lot, though. Um, like I think he suggested like ways to do it. Um, but yeah, that's one I'm like on the verge of trying it out. But like the ideal scenario would be going to South America and doing like the ayahuasca trip for sure. But it's just like I don't have the money for that.
yeah, no nose job. Um, where are you in the world? Are you in? I mean, if
There's
you're
like
really
9
if you're
Springfields, I think.
searching for if you're really searching for drugs, there's drugs anywhere that you would want to find them. You just got to look.
What drugs, Mark? You offered one time I was downtown. I was offered to buy drugs.
Well, one was pot, but the other two just asked me, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, I'm not looking for anything.
I'm on
Yeah.
that same train, ambient. I'm not a big fan of chemicals anymore.
Well, yeah, it's like it's like LSD aside, but I still feel like somehow that's natural. But like I never was interested in the inorganic chemical stuff. I was more interested in like the like I mean mushrooms, like that's from the ground, man. Like same with like marijuana, like that's from the ground.
It's totally every plant, every animal, creepy crawly, everything's natural. As soon as you
Yeah,
start
caffeine.
adding chemicals to any drug, it becomes chemical. There's a
Yeah,
process. There's a chemical
caffeine's
process
a
to
drug.
everything.
You
Absolutely.
consume caffeine every day, that's a drug. You're a
That's
drug addict.
totally.
Yeah,
I smoke too.
plus
Yep.
caffeine.
Nicotine,
I had a Monster with breakfast.
fruit punch, it's all drugs.
I like speeding too. That's a drug.
So is
Speeding
sugar.
in your car.
So is sugar.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, adrenaline. What's that called? Adrenochrome.
Dopamine.
Yep. Serotonin. Seattle, Detroit bushcraft. I don't know if I'd ever go there. I've heard some nightmares stories about Seattle.
Philadelphia
about
too.
Oh yeah.
I'm only about a half hour away from Seattle.
Yeah, I've heard stories from you, Mark. I remember that story you said where you were in Seattle, and it was like early in the morning,
Fuck yeah.
and you were like hearing screaming.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, "What the
I
hell?"
was
Like,
on my way to a job actually because I was doing security.
yeah.
5:45 in the morning.
I was in a city,
downtown.
and
It was I think it was 4th Avenue, 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
We were going up to the Disney building, and I was just standing there. All I hear is, ah,
Yeah,
I'm like what the hell?
if I was in a city and I heard screaming from some non-distinct location, I would be absolutely terrified. Like, what is that?
I did not
noise?
feel comfortable being downtown Seattle.
What is that noise coming from somewhere that's far away from me? I'm too uncomfortable to be in this city.
I couldn't wait to get inside. It's like,
Yeah.
Open the door.
Yeah, seriously.
So I've dealt with a brain injury, so I can't handle large bodies of people. Like I'm totally agoraphobic. I have some sort of fear of large crowds ever since that happened. But I can't remember where I was going with that. I had a point. Oh, big cities. I'm so glad that I live in the sticks. Like there's no way I could live in a more than 100,000 people city. In just, I would be so uncomfortable. I would be freaking out that somebody was trying to like. There's so many possibilities with that many people. Like,
oh yeah,
numbers go dramatically up when population goes up. So
yeah, it's just statistics.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
like
well,
the percentages of people. It's like you're around a person. What's the percentage they're going to attack you? You're in a city. You're around 100 people. That goes up times 100. The numbers go up.
It's true.
plus people suck.
I like the my odds out here. It's
Oh yeah. The less amount of people I have to be around on a daily basis, the higher percentage I have to not encounter any sort of crazy thing.
it's true. And Greg, absolutely. That movie with the battery where he's getting just juiced right out. The effect, the special effects that had in that was just epic.
Those effects were crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, fish? Hell yes. I saw Hootie and the Blowfish a little bit outside of Seattle. That's great.
That'd have been nice.
Oh yeah.
I bet you they're good live.
You ever see the Dead live? I'm significantly younger, and this is not a shot.
I've never saw the Dead. That was an American thing. They only came up to Canada a few times.
Really?
And yeah, that was way before my time.
Well, that's way before my time too. I was like, man, that was one of those things I wish I could have done. Hey, Captain Crit, you ever seen those creepy ring cam videos on the YouTube? Yeah, I saw one where it was a guy that came up to the door and he was like, what did he say? He's like, hey, I see you in there. I see you in there. I don't know. That creeped me the shit out. It was like that. It's like one of those reasons. Like, I don't want to get a ring cam. I want to get a full, like camera system. Like every spot, get the lights that shine. Let's like someone is detected. Like shine the fucking floodlights down the whole fucking. Yeah, for sure.
There's definitely cameras around. Yeah. Gotta have them.
Yeah,
I've seen those ring camera videos too. Some of them are pretty crazy. Some are pretty funny.
So you gotta remember, and in the contracts that 99.9% of the people don't read, is there's clauses in those that cops will come and confiscate your footage and stuff. Like it's
really,
yeah, you really have to be mindful and what provider that you're using.
Yeah, because I got one that was like an off-brand. It was called like Eufy, EUFY, and it was like Ring, but I got like 6 pieces, and it was the Ring doorbell, and it was like 6 cameras, and it was a couple motion detectors, and I heard like they were gonna send that to China or some other like country in the continent of Asia, which I don't mind if the material that's being recorded is sent to the continent of North America, but if it's sent to another continent, in particular the continent of Asia, I was like, man, that is more concerning to me than being sent to the continent of North America, for sure.
Is that what's going on with the TikTok thing with you guys right now?
Yeah, because every app in the United States of America are associated with the government of the United States of America in some way, shape, or form. But the moment that it's associated with like a large foreign country like China, it's like now it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's like, heck no. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want...
That
like,
goes with every social media.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah. It's like, hey, like United States of America, I know they're seeing everything, but like, oh, China's seeing it now? Now I'm concerned. Now I'm really concerned.
They've got centers all over the world that can
yeah.
They can log into this live right now and hack it, wire it. Like
sure.
There's smarty pants all over the place. It's not just
like, I mean, you know, like the Luigi, the CEO guy, was like he was caught in that McDonald's. You know about this?
Yeah.
It was like he was caught in that McDonald's. It was like, how'd they find him? Like they said that it was like some random employee that spotted him, but it was like, was it really? Or was it some sort of surveillance system that
New
was able to
York
follow him?
is one of the most police stated as far as cameras in the world.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's a police state for sure.
But it's like, I mean, like you talk about like police state cameras. Like, is your phone one of those? And you don't know it? Or your computer?
Oh well.
You know? There's a camera right on there. Yeah, exactly. Flip the camera off.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Suck it. I got a picture for you.
Sorry, I have to read this.
There's a brother, Jerbs. Hello, my entire brother's stash. My brother's coming back from the Marines.
Oops.
What is going on?
Someone's gonna get their butt kicked.
Dude, what stash? Stash of what? I
Oreo
dwarfed my brother's
cookies.
stash.
556.
Yeah, seriously.
Like what kind of
Stash of what? I'm dwarfing. What is dwarf? Jerbs, you told my brother you told me to smoke a stash, brother.
I don't take heat for anybody. If I got heat, I'm going to take my own heat.
Hey, I'll take heat. Go get him
There
some
you go.
more. I think someone is goofing around. Haha. This nose guy is a troll. Well, I don't want to go make any sort of like baseless accusations or anything like that.
It's a fair question though. What'd you smoke all of this? You smoke all his weed?
Like what kind of stash was he smoking?
I'll be right back.
Take responsibility, please help me.
Or inhaling?
He's gonna kick my butt. Yeah, well,
I don't fuck around with any Marine. I have respect for the Marines. You shouldn't have fucked with the Marines, first of all.
yeah.
That's on you.
You don't go through.
Take it like a man.
Take your butt
There
whipping.
you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Just own
Hey,
it.
bro. I smoked it all.
Just be that guy.
Why
Get
can't
your
you
brother another stash.
buy more stash? Say, hey, let's go buy some more. Used to have a stash of mugwort. Yeah, don't fuck with a Marine. Yeah, no shit. Maybe he won't actually kick your ass.
You just
He'll just
don't.
like,
That's one breed of human being I will never mess with.
yeah.
I mean, I'm Canadian and I don't stop until like they've poked me to sleep, or I made my maker, and it's basically the only thing that a Marine knows is just don't stop until you're stopped, basically.
Yeah, but he's his brother. I mean, he's not gonna. He might,
If he's a Marine, I'm sure he will take it fine. Just get your brother another stash.
Yeah, just tell him you smoked it all, and then he'll say, "Let's go get some more."
Tell him your mom was coming over and you had to hide that evidence.
I mean, got pulled by the cops. You ate it like in Super Troopers.
Or played the fifth. Isn't that a viable plea in the States? You can just plead the fifth. You don't know shit.
Say, what stash?
Keep your mouth shut and everything's fine.
I know nothing about any stash.
But if he's a good Marine, he's probably got Marine brothers. And,
Maybe your dad smoked it all.
you just don't mess with the Marines. Just saying.
Yeah.
Grandma got into it, smoked it all.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
After smoking all his weed.
Yeah, that's why she got ran over by a reindeer.
She wasn't watching.
But you guys don't understand the whole story about that line.
Hoof to the face.
Grandma actually held on to the last hoof, climbed her way back up, stabbed that thing, and made it dinner.
Yep. She had an amazing venison taco that night.
Venison tacos, damn man.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Best venison I've had is the loin and pepperoni.
There's a local place.
My dad used to have this butcher. It was Glenwood Meats in Colwood and on downtown Victoria, basically. They made I don't know what the spice combination and the fat content, but the pepperonis were as big as maybe a little bit bigger than my thumb as far as width, and they're a foot and a half long, and man, you can get them any flavor you want, but the ones their traditional pepperoni was by far the best pepperoni I ever had in my life.
There was a local place, King's Red and White, and my grandpa would always do. He would do a half venison, half rabbit, jalapeno sausage, and we would have that in our gumbo every Christmas, and that was the best possible thing you could imagine. I wouldn't mind seeing Sydney Sweeney's pepperonis. Hey, I didn't say it, but I completely agree, and I have seen them more than one time. But this local butcher's stuff, I mean, probably some of the best sausage I've ever seen or ever tasted. And it's like you incorporate it into the gumbo. Like,
that sounds awesome.
Have you ever had like proper Cajun gumbo? Because I'm a little bit near Louisiana. I know you guys are a little further away.
Has like they're the craw capital. Like they know
yeah.
they know how to make good food. It's soulful, hearty portion, like coming right from the bay, basically.
Oh yeah,
like
they know how to stew.
Yeah.
The one with the beard, Cherbs. What's going on with No Nose Job here? I have seized command of my younger brother's phone. I require you to identify yourselves. The one with the beard, Cherbs. Who's this here?
Yeah, that's my name.
You two should go hunting, BBC. What is BBC?
What is it? Say that again.
Good. You two should go hunting, BBC, Gerbs, and eat Mark. Venison is good.
I've had venison before. It's delicious.
Yeah. I had that venison and rabbit mix. That was so good. And it's great because you go hunting and you bring it to the butcher and they'll process it for you.
Yeah.
Hey Mike, I didn't see you come in. Sorry about that. Hope you're having a good weekend so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, you should make gumbo. That'd be really good.
I don't know if I'd do it justice like the professionals.
Well, that's fair. I mean,
I could try.
You could give it a shot. You could give it a shot.
I could. Maybe I should look into that.
The thing is, if you want to make a proper gumbo, it has to stew for at least a day. It's a long-term thing.
Yeah.
Get it on the stove.
It's like chili. It's like chili. The longer it sits, the better and more flavor melding happens.
Yeah, wow. that would be a good video. It's like you can check in every 3 hours on how long it's stewing. You got to make the roux, and the roux has to sit. You want to get that okra in there. You want to get the peppers. The andouille sausage, the liver and gizzard.
And if you can make your own sausage before you did it, that would be even better. Smoke your own sausage for it.
Oh yeah.
Grandpa, I 100% agree with that. I think we should always be buying local, and obviously where it's sourced.
Local.
Try to go right to the source if you can, because it cuts down dramatically on your costs. I don't like government meat. I don't.
Oh yeah, it's the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Getting very irritated. Raw milk. Well, you see, that's the thing. I was drinking milk and eating meat straight from where my grandpa and my grandparents would make it. I was drinking raw milk. I was eating the meat of what my grandparents would make, and it's the best stuff you could get. Lots of local meat processing here in my area.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we got a few butchers around here.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't afford the local meat. Well, you don't have to eat meat every meal. You can have meat one day, chicken the next.
Well, it's also you don't have to afford it. Just find an animal. I think the reason why people talk down on certain animals being edible, like horses or dog or cat, it's just because they're trying to talk down affordable meat. Hey, can you find a local animal like squirrel, raccoon? Hey, a raccoon's a pest? No, raccoon's actually a really good meal. Squirrel's a pest? No, squirrel's actually a really good meal. Rabbit. Hey, it's really easy to find a rabbit around you.
Rabbits are plentiful as well.
Yes, and rabbits are great meat.
There's a lot of deer. There's a lot of elk by draw here, and it's really hard unless you know somebody to get an elk draw here. There's bear. I'm more of the big game, like the moose and the caribou and all that. That's on the mainland, but I mean we've got a little bit of everything here, so it's just you just got to go out and find it.
Go to your
The
local
the best thing about where I live is I live on an island in the Pacific, so the bountiful amounts of seafood that is like at your fingertips all around here is plentiful. Like if you're hungry on this island, you're lazy.
Well, plus you have elk in your backyard, so
well, that's the thing. Like if you not even elk. If you live anywhere in the continental North America, I'm not even going to say United States. I'm going to say like North America. Go to your local hardware store, get a couple of traps, simple ones, the cheapest ones that you can get. Set a couple in your backyard.
Hunting permit for that as well.
I mean,
trapping permit,
quote unquote, yes and no. I'm not gonna advise to not. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna advise to not. But like, let's say if you don't, get a little peanut butter in there. Let's say oh, I accidentally bought this and I didn't have the permit. You're gonna eat good. Squirrel, raccoon, rat, cat, dog.
Possum.
Like you're gonna get some good possum, like armadillo. You're gonna get some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 100,000 people live where I live in the city that I live in, so I don't know if I'd want to eat local animals because I don't know what they're getting.
A lot of trash,
like trash, garbage, and whatnot.
Well, I mean, is trash worse than the stuff they're feeding the cows that is sold by?
Depends on where you get your meat, though, right? You got to
get local meat. But if you're going to Walmart, you're buying the great value cheapest meat.
That's government meat. You just don't want to.
Yeah, if you're getting government meat, it's not any better.
Man, I suppose you could live trap and then feed it good stuff for a week.
Well, yeah.
Clean it.
I live on a lake that's world renowned for trout. The rivers that goes out of that comes in and goes out. Nitnats right there. There's salmon. Like there's trout. There's and like you just got to do the work. You just got to go and do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Salami gives me a migraine. Yeah, I've gotten some meat from Walmart before, and I was in really hard times, and I was just trying to get as cheap as possible. And this is when I couldn't trap. And Dollar Tree actually sells meat too. And it was like I was eating that government meat, and it was like, this is not right.
It's true, Jerry. Not everyone can.
Yeah, it's exactly true.
I mean, if you don't have rivers or lakes, or if you're not on the ocean, for sure. I mean, it makes it a lot more difficult. Or if you're not mobilely able, that makes a big difference too.
Yeah, if you can't leave your house.
My problem is mobilely able.
The one thing about what I found about this community and the knife and bushcraft community is to always kind of like set yourself up with a core of people that are like-minded and would pitch in and help if you are in that kind of situation. Like, I think the world should go back to the bartering system, honestly, because I know stuff that you don't know, but you know stuff that I don't know. So we could barter that in trade of, hey, can you get me dinner?
But then Uncle Sam wouldn't get their taxes, and that would be bad, Jared. That would be bad.
Heaven forbid, right?
It doesn't fulfill their bottom dollar.
They don't like
in our pockets.
Brotherly love.
Yep.
I was gonna say I was actually thinking about it at one point is getting into hunting, because you can go hunt grouse, you can go hunt birds, you can go shoot rabbits. All you need is a 410 shotgun, and which aren't very expensive. Just go.
Yeah, they don't want the
rifle.
The like this community, they don't want that to thrive.
Yeah.
Like they want you to rely on the bureaucracy and the
damn bureaucrats.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, they want you to rely on
anarchy is it's a healthy way. It weans out the weak really quick. And if it would make short work of
Uh-huh.
this world that we're in right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Groundfog just started a Discord discussing survival bushcraft as self-defense, off-roading, prepping, etc. Absolutely.
Oh man,
I encourage that stuff. If you guys are promoting or supporting something that's like-minded, like absolutely.
Okay,
yeah, I
I
actually,
don't think you know what
I
anarchy
subscribe to a
means.
channel that does off-roading. It's fun.
Jerry, I can fully guarantee I know a lot about anarchy. I lived in a very, very anarchist life for quite a long time. But I'm not that guy
Hey,
anymore. I'm
Paul,
definitely not that guy.
you won't need Starbucks when you can grow coffee beans in your own backyard that are a million times better than anything that Starbucks can provide. I promise you that.
Aqua hydroponics too. It's really easy.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, do you know that like to produce a like liter of coffee beans, it takes like 70 gallons of water
That's why
for Starbucks
aquaponics works really
coffee.
good.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
70 gallons. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's you would have to have a reversal water system where it
Yep.
refeeds the water back in and out because it would be a tremendous waste of water for sure.
Yep.
It's one of those finite things on this planet that people seem to take for granted.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's like helium. It's one of those gases that is
Oh, it's on its way out.
very, very finite.
It's
and
limited,
everybody wants
sure.
that balloon flying around, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like it's like, you know, you talk about resource being on the low. I mean, I think they don't want to talk about that. What they do want to talk about is petroleum. But you want to talk about petroleum?
That's
hey,
that's
if we
the
wanted to,
backbone of everything.
if we wanted to melt down
That
some
and coal.
plastics, that would provide us as much fuel as we would ever need.
It's true.
But I shouldn't talk about this on YouTube because they want to come for me if I say that.
You can make biodiesel out of basically anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Burn down some plastic.
I think
that's your
I think
fuel right
those
there.
converters for the diesels that can convert other crude oils and burn it as a fuel. I think a lot of more vehicles like that should be, because I mean there was, I have a buddy, his name was Jason, and he had this huge big 4-door like long box blue Chevy pickup, and it was converted on this oil system, like where you can go to a Burger King or a McDonald's and go to their oil pits and filter out that and run it. And his truck literally smelled like French fries every time.
Oh yeah. Past. I mean, think about it, right?
But
like,
the emissions that it burnt, like it was such a good system. It was efficient system.
We just have to like keep that contained, because if you think about it, like what is plastic made of? And you go to McDonald's and you get it like a Coke, and what's that cup made of? Like, what is the plastic?
Plastics and
made
waxes.
It's oil, plastic. You know, and you burn down that oil, you can convert that right back into gas. But like, they don't want you to do it. You know,
McDonald's cups are great fire starters too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they burn, they get taxes from the gasoline.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
It's all about the money.
Yep. Well, it's all about the money. That's exactly right. It's the bureaucracy. It's exactly right. And it's like, if there was like, the bureaucracy is why they want to do the new Godzilla movies woke, and they want to do the new Marvel movies woke. Like, that's all. Like, I mean, that's the reason behind it all.
Yeah, but people are getting tired of it, so they're not going to the movies as much anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's why like the new movies aren't making nearly as much money.
Yep.
It's like Deadpool. But like, if a movie doesn't do that, like Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, if it doesn't go woke, it's like everybody sees that and they go, "Hey, this is not woke. I'm gonna go watch it." And then it makes as much money as any rated R movie has ever made in the history of the United States of America and this history of cinema and in the entire existence of cinema. So it's the best it's ever fucking been in the entire world, because they're not going woke.
Yep. And people are getting tired of it.
Off topic for a second. So my brother was the jock of the family. He knows his sports in and out, and he's getting really good at placing bets. So that he bets on this site called Bet365, and he'll like throw $30 in, and he'll pay like do like $2 bets, $5 bets on things that he like does his research on. He watches all the games and shit like that. But on his $5 leg, he made $60. So he does that all the time. He makes these little $5 bets and $2 bets, and the return on these bets is astronomical. He's got the system beat. Sorry.
That's all right. I mean, it is your live, dude. I mean,
yeah, for
Speaking
sure.
of which, have you noticed how long this live has been, Mark? This is the longest I've done a live ever.
Nice.
It's true.
We started off about an hour and a half.
Yeah, we stop usually right at the 1 hour and a half mark. Most
All
of
right,
the time.
yeah, that's fair.
But it's good conversation with good people.
Yeah, fair.
It makes time fly a lot faster.
Well, everyone
Not
in
that
the
the other,
comments
I had
commented too.
lots of people commenting on this.
Huge thanks to all our
Yeah,
commenters.
seriously, a lot of familiar names.
Yeah.
It's like, like I've got my other tabs open. I've got the AZ tabs open. Like once this is over, I'm hopping right in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel me, Mark?
I'm going.
Is your home screen now or what?
No, like that's my home screen is AZ.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't. I run this off the laptop. I mean, I can probably put it to the. I just don't have the wireless keyboard and mouse, or I would run it out of the TV.
Oh yeah, definitely. Detroit, Sydney Sweeney, for sure. Jennifer Love Hewitt is a good option.
Oh yeah.
What else?
I'm older, so I don't look at it like that anymore.
Yeah, that's fair for sure.
Well, you're also a married man. Though you're a married man too. So
Yeah.
I'm divorced, so
I'm single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their vices, right?
I wouldn't call it a vice.
I got coffee, smoking, and herbs, and sometimes driving fast because sometimes my foot gets heavy or it just falls asleep completely. So
Jennifer Love Hewitt. What was the Under Siege person, Mark, from that scene?
Oh, Erica Olenek.
How do you spell that?
I'll email it to you.
Well, in the chat, someone's looking for a good option. That
I know, but I'm
yeah.
trying to think how to spell her name because I'll probably butcher it. Hang on, let me look.
Yeah.
Evil Tunes. Let me find this real quick. Give me an option here.
What are you doing for the rest of the weekend?
Monique Gabrielle is a really good option from Evil Tunes in the movie Bachelor Party on AZ. Is a really good option for sure.
Good movie too.
Yeah, that is a good movie. Tom Hanks.
What are you doing for the rest of the weekend, Cap?
Probably a little AZ. Off my job both days. I mean, I've got Christmas coming up, and I work at a retail store. So I mean, like once the closer Christmas gets at a retail job, the crazier it gets.
It's true.
So I have this last weekend for a little bit of refuge, and I think I'm gonna AZ goon all day tomorrow, just before the crazy.
You have to put your battle gear on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I'm not joking.
No, I'm not either.
That's why I don't do retail. I would get fired because I would say something wrong or somebody would just tip me.
See, I'm not a cashier, so I can I don't have to do a lot of conversation. with like
get your shit and get out. Get your shit and get out. Get your shit and get out.
Yes, exactly. So it's like I'm ready. Erika Eliniak. Mark, that's what I'm doing. The moment this stream is over, I'm AZ-ing her right away.
And Mark, you're doing
as little as possible.
Little as possible. Yeah.
I gotta shoot my test on Wednesday for next week.
I gotta move some firewood up the driveway. I've got I don't know, just about a cord of wood I gotta move uphill. So that's probably what I'll do tomorrow.
The moment the stream is over, Erika Liniak on AZ, I'm blasting everywhere on my screen.
All right, have fun with that.
You have epic times with that. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with us. Always remember to hug a vet, love a vet, appreciate a vet.
Yep.
If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the freedoms to do this stuff. If you're an addict like I am, there is help if you need it. I can't help you financially.
A bank job on Arena.
But yeah, when the
cold shower.
Guys. Anyways, it's been fun. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah, it's a good time. Thanks for tuning in there, Cap.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for having me. That was great. Sure. Great stream.
We'll catch up later.
Yeah.
You got my email, right? It's in the about section, so just shoot me an email and we'll catch up.
100%. Hey, cheers everyone in the chat.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Eat carbs, Detroit, Grandpa Soaps, Jerry, Ground Fog. Hey, thanks everybody.